Welcome to day 5 of our Abundance Booster. Today is all about magnetizing your attraction. So, when we started off with the abundance wheel. We talked about what your weeks look like, identifying them. Number 1, with the intention of helping get them better, but to create seeing tangible changes, putting tangible numbers to really how you're feeling in all the different categories of your life. From there, we moved on to cultivating your dream life, manifesting it, laying it out. What does it look like? And how do you actually achieve that? We moved on to ending self-sabotage. So making sure that we break down kind of the habits, how we normally react to certain situations, certain things we've been given, things that happen to us. So we can end the reaction and start better responding. We then talked about financials. So we talked about money mindset and rewiring your subconscious mind so that we can start to manifest these things that we're looking for. And then today we are going to be talking about magnetizing your attraction. So being able to put all of the pieces together so that you can actually cultivate the things that you're looking for, which looks like improving your love life. This can be improving your health, your mental health, your physical health, the money, your anxieties, and all of the successes in your life. So being able to really get what you want. And this could look like affirmations. This can also look like reprogramming. So when we talk about money mindset, I use this word reprogram a lot. It is just a different affirmation. It's a different word to say the same thing. But the best way to continuously help you magnetize your attraction is to create a vision board, right? So laying out your dream life, but then what do you actually want? So we can lay out our day to day, but ultimately you need to have goals in order to work towards something. The difference between a dream and a goal is spiritually aligned action steps. So if you like to create a vision board, this looks like creating a Pinterest board. This can look like just saving some photos from Google. This can also look like cutting out pictures of a magazine and pasting them on a board. I find the pasting, right? Number 1, it's creative. It gets you going. It gets your fingers, dexterity, all that, brain power. But then also you can place it somewhere. So if you do create it on the computer, nothing wrong with that, but print it out. Print it out so you can put it out in front of you, so you're always looking to your dreams, so you're always looking to be just a little bit better. And actually then creating the spiritually aligned action steps looks like creating what I call SMART goals. So SMART goals, think of it as SMART. The S is specific. The M is measurable. The A is action oriented. The R is realistic, and the T is time. So making sure that you don't just say, I'm going to start going to the gym. You say something specific. So I am going to start going to the gym. Measurable. So how many days a week are you going to go? What are you going to do when you go there? I'm going to go to the gym for 45 minutes, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Action oriented, I'm going to the gym. You can even be more specific and say, what are you going to do there? So on Monday, I'm going to do legs. On Wednesday, I'm going to do overhead presses, more shoulders. And on Friday, I'm going to do back. So again, just getting even more specific there. This can also look like I'm going to go to a certain yoga class. Monday at 12 o'clock, I'm going to go to a 60-minute yoga class at this specific studio. So just making sure that you keep your goals SMART, SMART, so that, again, spiritually aligned action steps. You don't just say, I'm going to go to the gym, because then it's Monday and now all of a sudden it's 8 p.m. and you didn't go to the gym because you didn't block it in. If you use Calendly and you're an online coach, guess what? People can come onto your schedule whenever they want. So making sure that you block it out so that you actually do the things that you're wanting to do, keeping your goals SMART. The next thing I want to talk about are the universal laws. So with the universal laws, I know you've heard me say the law of attraction. I tend to kind of bundle them up a little bit, but I have a little cheat sheet here I'm going to read off of for you. So the first law, universal law, there's 7 of them that we speak most the most two. The first law is the law of mentalism. So this basically says you are your thoughts. Everything is going on in your head, but you become what you think. All energy and matter at all levels is created by and is the universal mind. Universal mind. Your mind is part of this universal mind. So knowing we are all connected in the collective through the mind power. So cool. The second law is the law of correspondence, which basically says, as above, so below, as below, so above. This basically means that there is harmony, agreement, and correspondence between the physical, mental, and spiritual realms. The third law is the law of vibration. So this is nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. This is the law of attraction. This is what you put out will come back to you, right? It's a vibration. In quantum physics, nothing is physical. Everything is like the physical objects that you see, that you can even hold, aren't really a physical thing. So quantum physics tells us that nothing's touching. Why? Because if I were to, right, you're made up of a bunch of cells. And if I were to take one of those cells away and look at it through a microscope, you're made up of a bunch of atoms. And the atoms are all moving quickly, all around each other. The more dense of an object, the more quick these atoms move, but they never touch each other. So quantum physics basically says that the physical objects that you think you have don't really exist, and that everything is just energy. So cool. I freaking love it. So basically keeping that in mind. The fourth law is the law of polarity. So basically everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has pairs of opposites. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. So this is your love and hate, peace and war, positive, negative, fear, courage. All of those, there is an equal and opposite. Newton's law, right, is basically for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So this also gets into some of the laws of motion as well. So knowing that it's science, everything is connected, but without without sadness, there would be no happiness. Without peace, there would be no war. So knowing that we need to have this kind of tug of war or seesaw effect, whatever visual gives you that balance, knowing that balance is dynamic. So there's always this moving, there's always this flowing. If you think of the tightrope walker, right? He doesn't just walk on the tightrope. He swings a little to the left. He swings a little to the right. So you're going to make decisions that pull you off your path a little bit to the left. The balance is coming back to the right. And when you overcorrect to the right, you can swing back to the left. So knowing that you're always going to have this kind of tug of war, this tightrope walker, this balance of life that's never going to be stagnant. The fifth law is the law of rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left, and the rhythm compensates. Again, notice how all of these laws just play off each other. They all talk about energy. They all talk about this balance, but they all talk about how nothing is stagnant. We're always constantly moving. The sixth law is the laws of cause and effect. So every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. So every effect you see in your outside or physical world has a very specific cause in which has originated or has its origin in your inner or mental world, right? You are accumulation of your thoughts. So this, if you send out love, you'll get more love back. So what you think you create in your mind will absolutely become your reality. So be careful what you think. And the seventh law is the law of gender. So the last of the seven laws tells us that gender is in its everything. Everything has masculine and feminine, right? Again, back to balance. It's so funny because it's right. They're all connected. But basically what this tells us is that the masculine is like the strong pushing, the strong, the spreadsheets, the the masculine energy, the boldness, the having to push through things, the having to work really, really hard. Deadlines are very masculine, versus the feminine is going to be more of your comforting, more of your taking your time off, your rest, your self-care. So again, it's the balance. It's finding the balance, the swinging to the left and the swinging to the right. So knowing you're not always going to feel happy. You're not always going to feel sad. Excuse me. Also knowing that there are going to be times when you have to work really, really hard to meet the deadline, and then subsequently find more of that feminine energy so you can come more into the relaxing. So hopefully these laws of attraction show you that life is not going to be perfect. You're not going to get everything that you want, and you're probably not going to get everything that you ask for. But be careful with your thoughts. So I'm not here to teach you that everything is going to be positive and beautiful, but can we take the ratio of happiness and sadness and just push it a little bit more towards the happiness scale? Can we take the ratio of times when you're pushing the deadlines? And if you're feeling out of balance, noticing that I'm pushing deadlines. So now I need to equate that, come back to neutral with some more feminine energy. So to magnetize your attraction, you are constantly going through this tug of war with yourself in every aspect. Am I doing too much self-care and I find myself getting a little laxy-daisy and I'm not really doing too much, that I need to invite some masculine so I can start to work towards these goals of mine? It's not just about having self-care all the time. With that being said, once you can rewire your subconscious mind, once you can send out more love, once you can stop reacting so much, everything we've already been talking about, you're going to attract more of that. So if you can start to see money as not this low vibrational thing, start to see it as a high money has such high frequencies, but we're all so freaking triggered by it, that of course when things are too expensive, things are too you can't afford that, that's what you're going to attract more of. So knowing you have to stay within your balance, but when you can better tune into what's going on, which looks like a lot of meditation, which looks like a lot of healing childhood traumas, responding instead of reacting, so healing that response, rather that reaction mechanism, you're going to be able to better cultivate the things that you actually want to attract. So you will find more high vibrational frequencies throughout the day, which also looks like checking out what you do throughout the day. Who are you hanging out with? You are the 5 people you spend the most time with. We are all connected because it's all energy. So the universal laws teach us that. So the biggest shift I can give you is to change your friends group. Check in with that. You can't really change your family, but are you spending too much time with them if you notice that they're dragging you down and they're low vibe? So hanging out with better people, listening to good music. And by good, I mean just not low vibe, not watching TV shows that are all killing and anger and forcefulness and the bad things that are on, crazy things that are on TV right now, right? Throw in some comedies, throw in some beautiful podcasts, some documentaries. There's a lot of cool things out there. And if you can't find it on Netflix, look on Amazon, look on YouTube. There's a lot of beautiful, positive things out there, and inviting some more of that into your life. Finding podcasts that actually help like stimulate your mind, make you think outside the box, that are on the law of attraction, that are about cultivating beautiful, positive things. Following those people on social media. So noticing, are you following all of these accounts that make fun of people, that put people down, that criticize certain things? Are you just listening to straight politics stuff, right? So there's nothing wrong with politics, but know that it is a very opinionated place. And there's not a lot of room for grace. And when you want to invite more grace, more gratitude into your life, hang out with that. Start a morning routine. Morning routines are awesome to help you magnetize your attraction. It can be as simple as 10 to 15 minutes, before you even touch your phone, grab a glass of water, find your meditation. It can be a walking meditation. It can be a dancing meditation. It can be a touching things meditation, right? Let me know if you need questions or if you have help with meditation, because there's 100 ways to do it. But basically, finding some you time, finding some mindfulness, checking in with your mind. So if you like to do morning pages, all that morning pages are is just jotting down your thoughts mindlessly. Whatever's going on, just let it come out into paper. And if you don't know what's going on, just write, I don't know. And I promise you, eventually something will come out, and that's going to trigger the brain to start kind of going on. So, but with the morning routine, morning pages, you can do either 3 pages nonstop. You can set a timer, whatever resonates for you. Sitting in meditation, if you like to do breath work, if you want to do your movement during that time, finding some yoga or a walk or even your full-blown workout, whatever resonates with you. But before you touch your phone, before you hop on social media, you need to find some self-time first. And then after your water, so find 8 ounces of water first, and then have some coffee. And I say this mostly because so many of us, it's such a habit to just go right for the coffee. What if we broke our habits, right? We have to start rewiring neural pathways for the positive. We are 60 to 80% water, depending on what anatomy book you're reading. So knowing that we need water in our lives. So invite it in first thing. And yes, you can do the celery juice and the apple cider vinegar and the warm lemon water and all those things. But if it takes too long, you're not going to do it. So yes, a morning routine is beautiful and positive. But if it takes too long, you're not going to do it. So set out 15 minutes, start there. And if you don't have 15 minutes, make it 10. If you don't have 10, make it 5. But if you're driving to work and you only have 5 minutes in the morning before you leave for work, turn your stereo off and find your meditation in silence in the car first thing in the morning. Morning routines are so important. From there, it can look like, again, hanging out with good people. The biggest piece of advice I can give you here is if I told you you were going to die in 6 months, what would you change about your life? Yes, we all need money, so you can't just go and quit your job, but can you start taking spiritually aligned action steps to help you get to the point where you could quit your job? If in 6 months you knew you were going to die, would you still be doing the same things you are doing day in and day out? Would you still be with your spouse or partner? Would you still be hanging out with the girlfriends or guy friends you're hanging out with? Listening to the music, mellowing and like welting in your own dramas. So thinking about it that way, because you deserve to be happy right now. And guess what? If you are happy right now, you're going to attract more happiness. So breaking apart, again, go back to the abundance wheel, but breaking apart the things in your life that no longer serve you, you need to let it go. Because there's only so many spots at your table, so many pages in your book, right? All of these sayings. And so much room in your house, so much room in your closet. And if you have everything filled already, if your table is full, how are the new people going to find you? So creating your space in your life for the things that you want to cultivate now. If you don't have the space, you're not going to get it. So throw things out. Go through your closet. Throw out clothes that don't serve you anymore. Same works for friends. Don't throw them out, but gently excuse them out of your life. Stop listening to the songs that make you sad. There's a time and a place to cry, but stop listening to the ones that make you the most sad all the time, right? The movies that make you cry. There is a great, beautiful times to cry. I cry all the time, but to only watch the ones that make you cry all the time, you're not inviting more happiness. So where in your life can you make the space for something new to come in? knowing if you don't have the space for it, the energy for it, you're not going to attract it and you're not going to let it in. So look at your life. Where can you create more room? Look at your life. Where can you invite more happiness, even if it feels artificial? Even if listening to beautiful, happy podcasts feels artificial, invite it in. See where your mind goes. Does it attract more beautiful, positive things? What you put out will come back to you. Make room for it, and then invite it in. Also knowing that abundance comes in different forms and fashion. So you might be looking for more money in your bank account. But when the lady in front of you in line pays for your coffee, when you find $20 on the floor, when somebody gives you a buy one, get one free, and they're not even running a sale right now, when something is magically on clearance and you didn't even know until you went to check out, all of that is abundance. All of that. It might not be the money in the bank that you're looking for, but that is abundance. So start seeing all of these little things as tangible, positive things coming to you. Honoring that, but recognizing it so that you can put more out, so you can get more back. Seeing it coming to you as beautiful and positive so that you can attract more of that. If you don't recognize it and call it what it is, you're gonna miss it. So start to see all of the beautiful blessings in your life as just that. I hope this is helpful. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this abundance booster. Good luck to you. Know that I am always here for you, and know that whatever you need, please feel free to reach out. I cannot wait to see how this changes your life and how this helps you really boost your abundance. I love you guys. God bless.